Operated by Communistation Company Limited, located in Stuart Castle, Duncan's Trelawney, Jamaica. We broadcast on FM 96.7 locally and is heard worldwide on fitfmja.com. Our mission is to amplify diverse voices and opinions, inform, educate, entertain, and engage listeners of all ages and lifestyle while promoting responsible community development. Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music.
Cultural Mix, an exciting radio show, identifying and showcasing cultural diversity across the world through music, interviews, and lively discussions. Join Bev Moonchild on Fit FM 96.7, Fridays 6 to 8 p.m. Cultural Mix, everything cultural. Tune in. Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music.
Know yourself, know your roots, know your culture. You're in tune to Cultural Mix with Bev Moonchild and Fit FM 96.7. Fridays, 6 to 8 p.m. Mara said that.
Never let the system get you down. No way, no way. Never let it make you wear a frown. Well, you have only one life to live, so your best shot you've got to give. Yes, I'm standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 feet tall. Well, I'm standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 above them all. Well, things may not be like you want them to be. Yes, so be wise. You got to try carefully. Well, there may be obstacles in your way. Just remember, Rome wasn't built in one day. I'm standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 feet tall. Well, I'm standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 above them all. Well, living in this world of inequality, just make sure you keep your sanity. Yes, facing all kind of constraints every day. In this life, your dues you've got to pay. Yes, I'm standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 feet tall. Well, I'm standing 10 feet tall.
Standing 10 feet tall, standing 10 above them all. You know me can't go up so high though. I'm working. Oh, how good it is to be here in the studio of Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. 2 weeks I've been out. It looks like longer. But I'm so happy to be here this last Friday in April. Can you imagine? January gone, February gone, March gone, and now April. We are seeing the back of April. Things really moving fast. So thankful, so happy to be here. So we say Akwaba to everyone who is already on, and those who plan to be on, and those who will join us later on. Of course, we say Akwaba. Welcome to everyone, wherever you are in the world, wherever. because we are always on 24/7, fitfmja.com. You can listen and you can watch us now, Facebook Live or YouTube Live. So if for any reason you're not seeing us on Facebook, just hop over to YouTube if you want to see the live broadcast. And of course, if you are listening on the 96.7 band, we say Akwaba. Akwaba, welcome, welcome, welcome one, welcome all. Wherever you're joining us from, we are happy that you are here. It's Cultural Mix, and I am Bev Moonchild, your host for this Friday evening program. We ask you kindly to stay with us for the next 2 hours. Not too bad, not true? We thank you. We thank you. We thank those of you who have been with us from the beginning of Cultural Mix, and you are still here with us. May coming is our time now when we celebrate our anniversary for Cultural Mix, I think. We are happy for the people who continue to be with us, the people who continue to support the program, the people who continue to give us your feedback. Because that's another thing that we welcome, your feedback, when you see us and you say, Bev Moonchild, me like the program and me like so and so and so and so and so. As you talk about Bev Moonchild, I want to hail up some people. Her name is Sweetie. Sweetie works in Falmouth. It's either the Falmouth Health Center or the Falmouth Hospital or the infirmary. I'm not sure, but it is somewhere down there. Sweetie works. Nice, 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 nice woman. She saw me and she said, hold on, I know the face. What's it? Bev Moonchild? I said, yes. She said, wow, what's your name? Sweetie. And she looks sweet too, you see? So we want to big up Sweetie. We also want to hail up, I had her name down, Marie Gale. Hope you're listening, Marie, and hope you're joining us. We are expecting you to give us your feedback later as we move into the program. You know, she saw the link on Facebook and linked me on Messenger and say, I saw this on Facebook. And she's a 3-time survivor. Wow. Yes, so I told her to listen on this evening. We are here with Cultural Mix because there's a culture surrounding what we're going to be talking about later on. And of course, you see this lovely lady sitting beside me. We're going to be hearing from her, right? So we thank everybody for being here. So much things happen for the week. I sent out a little message earlier if the policeman them want help in counting the money. Millions of dollars them finding. Me say of all the days today I felt I should have been the police. Millions of dollars the police them seizing them, man. Me just help them count, you know, and make sure say, you know, we register the right amount. Millions of dollars, people. You go see me a count, and a register. Yes, man, and a bag up money. But that was something though. Money just a float. You just see money just on the floor in a house in Western Jamaica. I'm saying, wow, this is Jamaica for true. And then now, if that wasn't bad enough, we hear another hair issue again. When are we going to stop this hair controversy in Jamaica? Every other month since the beginning of face-to-face school. I don't know, maybe I am looking at the thing wrong. But I think our focus maybe sometimes is wrong. And not that I am looking at it wrong. People say rules are rules and rules must be obeyed and so on. But people, tell me if I'm wrong, rules must make sense and rules must be relevant. We understand that the school ought to have rules because even in a house you have rules that you want your children and whoever comes to your house to abide by the rules. But certainly those rules must make sense and those rules must have a reason. And when we look at the reason for the rules of the year, I don't know if those are the rules we want to uphold and those are the reasons we want to stand behind. So let us examine the rules again about here, because I think we spend so much time looking at what here look good and what here don't appropriate, what here is not groomed and what here is unkept. We spend so much time and we lose out on the time that we really ought to be using for the teaching and learning process to take place. And the students would have lost so much time over the past, 2 years? And we come now with a hair story. I don't know, I must be missing something here. But guess what? Let us try and get it right because we can't move on like this. Lots of other things happen over the past week, but another sad one that I need to talk about was the gentleman who, 70-year-old and his wife, they washed away, and he managed to escape. And even now they haven't found the body of his 68-year-old wife. What a sad thing, man. You leave out to go out and water just trap you somewhere. Next thing you know, you have to fight for your life in the water. It is so sad. Really, really, really sad. But as I say, life goes on. It's difficult, so we extend sympathies to the families and persons who have just been having sad moments in their lives. We say, hold up. If at all you can hold up, because it will get better. It's hard, it's difficult, but it will get better. And I say hold up as we pull through. It has been sad for so many persons since the COVID onset, and it continues for a lot of people. We say hold up, and if you can get help, and if you seek help, it might be a little better for you. It is Cultural Mix, and we talk, we discuss, we play music, and we laugh, and we look at things, how it affects us culturally and socially. This evening we are here to talk about breast cancer, and not only breast cancer, but somebody who has survived breast cancer twice. And she understands the pain, she understands the trauma, and she also understands the economics of it. She may not have been in the situation where she can't afford or she couldn't afford her treatment. She was able to afford her treatment, but she understands the situation when some people can't afford their treatment. And so she formed a foundation, and the foundation has been doing well. We're going to be talking about some of that, but we're going to take a little break. If you need to sip some water, get some water, call somebody, share the program as we talk this evening, and then we'll be right back. Cultural Mix, back with you soon.
I'm a survivor. Tell them again. Only the strong shall survive through all the pains of this life. With faith and Jah by our side, we'll survive. Toots, help me say,
the strong shall survive through all the pain of this life.
no.
With faith and Jah by our side, we will survive.
Tell the people, yeah.
The pressures of life will weigh you down. Somebody's gone, all your way we found. But no one to call. You think you're all alone in this big world.
But in this time and age, we have to stand up on with 2 feet. Hustling 2-3 jobs a day for make ends meet. Your ball out, God, one me. So much agony brings it to your knees. Oh, Father, help me, please. Life is hard.
Oh, yes, I know it's true.
You call on God,
Still no breakthrough.
but though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, He'll be there to see you through. Yes, only the strong shall survive.
I know.
Through all the pains of this life, with faith and Jah by our side, we'll survive. Yes, only the strong shall survive. Through all the pains of this life, with faith and Jah by our side, we'll survive. The enemy will come with all kinds of distractions, seeking whom he can devour with temptation. Block your vision, stir up division. Now you lose your way, but don't give up now.
Keep your head up high.
You got to press now.
You got to reach the prize.
It may seem rough now,
Silver lining is near.
but you can't get your reward if you defeated by
Only
fear.
the strong shall survive through all the pain of this life.
With faith and Jah by our side, we'll survive. Yes, only the strong shall survive. Yeah. Riff raff clothes, no means me a thief. Hand on me head, no means me a give up. Pushing, pressing through. Reach for the prize, staying true. Fittest are the fittest, I go make it.
Only the strong shall survive. Cause the pain of this life.
With faith and joy.
By our side, we will survive.
Yes, only the strong shall survive. Through all the pains of this life. With faith and joy.
Only the strong shall survive. I am a survivor. Latoya HD featuring Toots Hibbert. I am a survivor. I am a survivor. Let me hear. I am a survivor. And ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back to Cultural Mix. We are in the studio of Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. I'm Bev Moonchild, your host. And this evening we have a survivor right next to me here. And when we talk about survivor, not one-time survivor, but two-time survivor. Sonia Morris, welcome.
Thank you for having me, and good evening to your listeners and your viewers.
Yes, man, good to have you. How have you managed, though? Two-time survivor breast cancer?
It's your mindset.
Mindset.
You have to work on your mindset. And then the other thing you have to work on is your lifestyle.
Lifestyle. I want you to talk about that later on. But Sonia, where are you? You're originally from Jamaica.
Yes.
Where in Jamaica?
I'm from Denhamtown.
What?
Kingston 14.
Okay. okay. Kingston 14, but you went away. You lived in
Yes.
America for years.
43 years.
43 years. How was that, living in America, coming from Denhamtown?
It was a big adjustment, but because of, the situation, I was able to adapt. And it was cold because I went to Boston first. And then from Boston, I relocated to Florida.
Okay.
So it was a little, different. But the cold was what was a bit tedious, but I survived that too.
Okay. So you are really a survivor.
Yes, I am.
So how was it transitioning? How old were you, or how young were you when you left Jamaica and went into America?
I was 20.
Okay, pretty young.
Yes.
Pretty young. So it shouldn't take you a long time to get used to the American lifestyle.
No, it didn't.
So things happen over that period of time.
Yes.
And then there came a diagnosis. How did that go leading up to that? Because that's what we're really going to talk about. How you can survive this thing when you're diagnosed with breast cancer. We're going to be talking about that, and we're going to be talking about what you have been doing since you have survived. But how was it leading up to that diagnosis, that first one for you?
In 2002, I was in Florida, and I felt a lump, and because I work in the cancer treatment center, it was curious for me to, start to find out what was really the cause. I went to my primary care doctor. I think here you call it general practitioners. And he told me it was a cyst and not to worry about it. And I was planning to go on a cruise. So I went on my cruise, enjoyed myself, because he said it was a cyst. So I came back, and it still didn't budge. So I went back to him, and I said to him, do you think I should be doing a mammogram? And so he gave me a script and to do the mammogram. And Sonia, because working in the medical arena, I wrote on that script ultrasound of the right breast wall. When I went to the radiologist and they did the mammogram first, it didn't show it. But the ultrasound is what detected. And from the ultrasound to a biopsy. And from the biopsy, then I had to go in the hospital to remove the lump. And after the doctor removed the lump, in the recovery room, he was to my right side, I remember. He was rubbing his hands, and a grim look on his face. And he said, you have to see an oncologist. At that moment when he said that word, oncologist, I don't know where I am, what happened. I just numb.
Wow.
The pastor was there. He knelt in front of me. What he said until this day, I don't know.
A pastor, but what was a pastor doing there in the first? You had
He-
asked for.
No, he came to, he heard that I had to go and
Okay,
do the room,
okay,
so, you
okay.
know, they came to do
Right.
the prayer and all
Mhm.
that stuff. And what he was saying, Sonia don't remember, I didn't hear one word he was saying because I was somewhere else. I was zoned out because of the news that I have to see an oncologist. And to see an oncologist, you know that it's the sea. So after that, I went home and still sit frozen in a chair. And my mind was wandering all over the place because, you know, once you sit, you hear the C word, you're going to think of the D word. And that's what I'm trying to encourage other people. Do not think that way because that's where your thoughts goes. So from there on, the doctors that I worked with, the oncologists, they really, really, really took it in hand, and they really helped me a long way. They even cried. I wasn't crying. Everybody else was crying except Sonia because I was so, you know, frozen. And Dr. Miller was the one that says, okay, we're going to fight for your life. And they did what they had to do. And then they said chemotherapy and radiation, even though the doctor said he had removed everything. But for caution's sake, he said they're going to do aggressive treatment, which I agreed, and did the chemotherapy and the radiation. And after doing that, I went in remission. And after I went in remission, that's what, 13 years? Yeah, 13 years I went in remission. But then I started to...
Remission is what? Explain for persons who may
Remission
not understand
is
what
when
remission is.
after you finish your treatment and they follow up with several CAT scan and other tests, and it shows that no cancer.
Okay.
So, you know,
That's a period. They call that remission.
remission. They call
Okay.
that remission. And then I started to speak to, the doctor asked me to speak to the other patient in the chemotherapy room, which I started doing. Like one lady, Caucasian lady, came in and she was crying because she's going to lose all her hair. So they called me to go and talk to that lady because my hair was already gone. Everything was gone. Just fuzz was coming back. And I sat in front of her and I said to her, look at me. I lost all my hair, but I'm standing in front of you because there's life.
So it's either here or life.
That's right. So I said, don't worry about it. You can buy it. It will grow back. There's a lot where it came from. So worry about your life and not your hair, because that's just a cosmetic.
Let's talk about that, Sonia. The culture of women losing their hair, as persons who read the Bible would say, the woman's hair. I don't know if it's in the Bible, but I always hear people, a woman's hair is in her beauty, or a woman's beauty is in her hair, right? A woman's beauty is in her hair. So that culture of losing your hair, that is something that a lot of women are terrified about. And I suppose that woman who you were speaking with, she would be one of them who would be terrified about the fact of losing all my hair and bald.
Yes, she was one that she was crying up a storm, and as I said, I had to stood in front of her and said, "Just look at me. All
So
my
you use
hair is
yourself
gone."
as an example.
Yeah, all my hair is gone. You know, and here am I standing in front of you because life. There's life.
Yeah.
You know, don't worry about it. There's a lot where that came from, and you can buy it. You know, so don't worry about it. Worry about your life. So these are the things that I was trying to, you know, install into other people, that don't worry about those other things. Worry about your life.
The hair can come
The
back.
hair will come back.
And as you say, you can't buy
You
it.
can
too.
buy it. You can, you know, so many things are happening now. You can falls this and, you know, so forth. So, you know, they use me as an example to the other patient. Let's say like a model
Yeah.
in the office that comes in, and I was gladly doing it. You know, I had a pleasure doing that. Some of them will look at my nail. I usually do my nails, and they will come to see what color is it today. And
Okay.
I purposely go every 2 weeks to get my nails done because they're gonna.
Someone is gonna
someone is gonna
admire-
come and
admire
admire
them,
the
yes.
nail, and that will give them a boost. You know, when they come in. So, you know, that's part of hope. So that, you know, that they can do what they can do while they're going through that journey. So it's difficult you know, I had some difficult times. Yes, it was rough. My first treatment, I was on the floor. I was nauseated. I didn't know what to do. Folks was in the room with me, cold towel on my forehead. I was the head of the bed, the foot of the bed. You know, it's and I said I didn't want no more chemotherapy, no more. And the doctors, they talk to me and they do a regrouping as to how they're going to approach it. So the next segment, because I had 4 series of the chemotherapy, and the first one was very bad. So the second one, now they decide to have a home health nurse to come in my home to give me IV or to assist me during that time. And, you know, I don't know what happened. I didn't need no home health nurse. The next one, I still feel a little squeezy, but wasn't as bad as the first one. So I didn't need a nurse to come
Because
into my
you could manage.
I could manage, and you know, I make up my mind, and somewhere that strength came from, and I did what I had to do.
Wow, 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 wow. The thing of you understanding that life is important. Life. Don't worry about here. That one grabbed me. Because
Correct.
here can come back.
Of course,
And life is what we need to protect right here now.
yeah, of course.
Think about it this way.
Yes.
Your hair can grow back. So that positive approach that you would have given
Yes.
yourself, and you're saying now, you're sharing this approach now with others.
Correct.
Who are no doubt looking at the bleaky side of it.
Right, right.
And not on the other side to say, boy, when I come out of this, my hair is going to regrow.
Of course.
You know, so that positive, that positive thinking and the positive approach is what you would say helped you somehow.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. And you always have a smile on your face. Like the other people said, I really buffle them because if I don't say, you don't know. Because I even bought 5 wigs for 5 day different style because my hair
Yes.
usually different style. And when the fuzz start growing back, I stopped wearing the wig. I said I didn't go to the store to buy this disease, so why should I be ashamed? So
Yes.
they even bought me a baby brush, a little baby brush. The girls in the office
To
and
brush
they
the hair as it's coming out. You
so
call it
I
fuzz.
make fun, we make fun of it,
Yes,
you know. We
yes,
didn't
yes,
take it
yes,
that, you
yes.
know. So these are the things that you have to do, as I said, mindset. Don't sit and murmur and, you know, moaning about whatever. Do what you have to do to survive. Because your life is more important.
Life matters, yes.
matters.
And if you're alive, it means you're there for a
Yes,
purpose.
you're here for a purpose, yes.
Yes. So we want to look now at you going out now, what, 13 years you say?
Yes.
And after 13 years, you would have said, boy, I cross over the river. I'm good now.
Yes.
And then what happened?
You know, you have to do your regular mammogram check, you know, and
okay.
because they had moved a lump, just a little lump they moved. They didn't move the breast at the time. They just moved the lump and give me the treatment. So, 20,
Hold, just remember that thought. Michelle Scarlett is saying, oh my God, good thing you had some knowledge. I think she's referring to the fact that you worked at the center.
yeah.
Did you ever tell the doctor that he misdiagnosed you?
Actually, the surgeon had sent, you know, the peer-to-peer. They sent copies of the report of what's going on, and they did in fact send him, and he sent me a handwritten apology.
Wow. An apology.
A lot of people say I should have gone the other route, but to me, I was looking at the monetary part of it. I'm still looking at life.
Life.
You know, so. He apologized. He realized that, you know,
He made a mistake,
made a
and he's
mistake.
human too, no?
He's human, so,
Yes, yeah.
you know.
Humans make errors. But that one is kind of, because suppose you never have that kind of thing to press you and to say, go and look at this thing. And him say just a lump, nothing for you
Yes.
to worry about. What if you never say, no, we need to pay attention to this lump?
Right.
His misdiagnosis
Yes.
could have cost your life.
Of course. Of
But
course.
thank God it didn't.
It didn't.
Thank God it didn't.
Yes.
So after 13 years now,
That's 2015. September 2015, I went to do my mammogram. You know, I still have to do it annually. And they see an abnormalcy in the same breast. So we had to do further testing. And
Okay.
because all these doctors that I am so close with, I will call up this one at home. So and so I got this report, and the report is saying X, Y, and Z. What should I do? All it need to do, all it is saying, Sonia, is that they need further testing because they saw something that not looking right. So I follow through. When one tell me one thing, I go to another one, and I go to another one until I confident and comfortable in the answers. So I did further testing, and I did another biopsy, and that biopsy, the doctor called me and said it was cancerous. To be honest with you, I broke down. And I cried. And after I cried, and I said, why me? Again? So I pull myself together, and then I go forth in what else I need to do. So I was referred to a doctor who specialized in breast surgeon, and she taught me through it, and they said because I did a radiation in that breast, they could not radiate that breast a second time.
Wow.
So lengthy discussion, so we opt to do a mastectomy of the right breast.
Okay.
And then they said they can reconstruct. So that's what I went for, to do that.
Wow. So at this time now, how was your mind set?
You see, the reason why it sort of put me in a comfort zone, not to worry about it, is that while the surgery was being done, they sent a specimen, a stat, and it came back saying they did not see any cancer. So they're assuming now that the cancer, whatever they saw is salt grain, might have came out when they did the biopsy. So when they reduced the other one to match the right one, that test all came back benign, which is negative,
Right.
nothing. So that gave me
More
peace of mind.
confident,
So
yeah, a
I
little
didn't
more.
have to get a treatment or anything like that, but just follow up.
Okay.
Yeah.
2015. So
Yes.
that would be how much years now?
It's about, what, 7?
7. So you still have to do your.
I do follow up, but I do mostly lab work.
Okay.
And the lab work can tell you what your levels are. And I did that last year. And then I sent the report to Florida, to the oncologist,
Okay.
the associate, and they said, it's everything within the level before I take it to the doctor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You talk about how you had a little peace of mind for the second diagnosis. How was it, Sonia? What kind of comfort did you get from families and friends? How was the support for you during that traumatic time?
Support is very, very important. Support is very important. You can pull through that journey without any itch or anything of the sort. Once you have that support system. I had family, I had friends, I have co-workers. Everybody stepped up to the plate. I wasn't locked short of anything. Folks that I had work and communicate within the area that I don't work directly with them, but I talk to them on the phone. I was getting flowers and don't even know some of these people.
Wow.
I had a room with just like a florist department, all flowers and plants, and they were selling all these things that I need to eat. I need to drink this. I need to, so I wasn't locked of anything because I was always involved helping others. Even before my cancer, I was doing other things, community, volunteer work. So with that, it comes back.
Yeah. The second to last guest that I had here, she spoke about paying it forward. Paying it forward. Yes. So you mentioned now, before even your diagnosis, you were helping people. You were volunteering to help.
Yes.
So when your time came up now for people to help you, people didn't hesitate to help.
No.
Because you would have paid it forward. And so the help come back tenfold.
Correct. And I've been doing that before I migrated from Jamaica. I was volunteering with the National Volunteers, Colony Avenue in Kingston with for Golden Ages. So it's something that follows.
Something that's in your blood.
Yes, it follows.
Yes. People who don't have that kind of support, that is what kills them, you know.
Yes, yes. It's difficult because they're all alone. They're all alone. So, I'd advise, anyone that is going through that journey, if you go to church, try to speak to someone who you can confide in, or a friend or a family member, because it's difficult going alone through this journey. It's not an easy task, because sometimes your mind wandered, because as I said, when you hear the C word, you're going to think of the D word.
That's the culture, Sonia. We kind of probably getting a little out of it now because we see people like yourself who would have gone through this traumatic time and you survive. We are seeing more survivors now because of medicine.
And more advanced.
Yeah. But earlier in our Jamaican culture, it was never something that you talk about.
Right. They need to break the silence.
Yes.
That's the problem, because if you don't, that's the only way you're going to get help. If you break that silence, there's one person that I said you can confide in. A lot of people here, I found out when I started the foundation, is that they didn't want to come on board to get assistance because they're afraid that the neighbor is going to say this or this one going to say that, and I had to coach them through it and said, forget about what neighbor, because the cancer does not discriminate. So don't worry about it. Today for you, tomorrow for the next person. So you do what you have to do to get the assistance that you need to get.
Right. We're going to talk about the foundation on the other side of the break. But guess what? I want you to talk about, you see this thing of being diagnosed with cancer. This evening we are talking about breast cancer, but it's whatever cancer now, generally speaking. What kind of advice now would you give to persons? Because earlier you spoke about your diet. What it is that people really need to do that they don't fall into the trap of being diagnosed with cancer?
As I said, the lifestyle. Lifestyle includes your diet and how you live your life.
Like what? Like
smoking.
What? Okay.
It's a no-no.
Okay.
Drinking, it's a no-no, unless it's in moderation. And certain things that you do, certain things in your diet that you eat and drink, you need to cut that out. I'm not going to get too much deep into what they're supposed to eat, because I'm not a nutritionist.
Okay.
But for me, generally speaking, it's vegetable dark green, fruits, bright color fruits.
Can't go wrong with those.
You can't go wrong with those things, and you self-examine yourself, and you listen to inspirational music, listen to music that the words can do something to your mind.
So we're talking about now, when you talk about music and words, we're talking about having a positive outlook
right.
on life.
Right.
But Sonia, that's kind of hard for some people. When you look and you see how things hard, and especially in this time now, where every week you go to the supermarket, there's price increase. Don't talk about gas, we're gone up. No. Because when you pull up into a gas station, my God, that only eye water left to come down your eye. When you see the cost of the gas and so on. And we're talking about cooking gas too, because I am watching my little 25-pound cylinder. Every time it's done, the price increase. How do we maintain a positive outlook on life, especially when the salary now go up? Miss Luda said everything are raised, but your pay remain the same.
You see, sometimes you have to make adjustments. Because back in the olden days, I know that the cost of living wasn't that high, but people were making not as much as what people are making now. And they were able to live and comfortable. You live within your means. If you usually buy 10 of something and the cost gone up, cut it down. Whatever you can cut back on your electricity. Certain things you don't use, you don't open the fridge too. Certain things that you have to think and try to minimize a lot of what you're doing and adjust your living, and that will help a whole lot. And I mean, sometimes when we think about certain things that things are going up, yes, but then you have some people that is homeless. You have some people that don't have no food. So some people is worse off than you. So you have to make that adjustment within yourself. What you have to do, cut back on certain things, cut back and see what you can do, because you're here, right?
Every time we talk about positive and having a positive outlook on life, I remember it's a very familiar story about the man who, because things got so hard on him, he decided to take his life. And when him going to take his life now, him had the one banana, ripe banana, and him say, all right, him going to just go and eat the ripe banana and just call it a day. So the story says he went up into a tree now, eat the banana before him go, he's going to take his life. He dropped the banana skin on the ground. But to his surprise, somebody was on the ground who picked up the banana skin and ate it. And when he saw that, he came down from the tree. So as you said, somebody there is worse off than you. Because you may have this and you may have a job. Mind you, the bill's more than what you carry home, but you have a job nonetheless, you would say, and others would say. So he saw in that moment that there is someone else worse off than I am. So he changed his mind about what he had gone there to do, take his life. So in fact, there are people who are worse than your situation.
Yes.
So if you can take heart even in that moment to say, me not have it so bad,
Yes.
I can pull through, as Michelle Scarlett is saying, adjust your living. Stop doing I stopped doing my nails. That's what she's saying here. I eat out less. Those are some of the things we have to do.
Yes.
Eat out less. Michelle says, still stay positive because you have a car to take you to the station. It's hard, but we got to push through.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And sometimes, you see, because we get used to one particular kind of living, we kind of feel, say, people go talk now. When them say, we have to probably take taxi now if we go to work now, watch him now, he can't drive again,
Okay.
because he can't afford to buy gas now, so a taxi might take. Because we have gotten so used to the thing
You're
of
right.
being mindful of what
Yes.
people say about us. And because we have a kind of culture where people talk about people, and this thing about pride. Some people say false pride.
Right.
Some of the things
Yes.
that you would have really do to make life easier for yourself, you don't do it.
No.
So you live this lie now, and it becomes a burden.
Yes.
So your mind burden, your body burden, your pocket burden,
Yes.
and the whole thing is just so
Right,
hard on you.
right,
It
right.
develops all kind of thing in your body,
It does,
including
it does.
cancer.
Yes, it does. Stress does that.
Yes.
Stress does it.
So you are right when you say have a positive mindset.
Yes, you have to.
And nowadays, we need to talk more to people. Mind you, sometimes you don't even know who to talk to. Because you come and me tell you something and next somebody else hear about it, the next person hear
that's
about
true.
it. But I
That's
think we
true.
can find people who we can confide.
You can find in, yes.
We can
Find,
confide in
yes.
people. Because if we just talk, sometimes people just want to release themselves.
Release it, yes.
Because that stress of bottling it up
Yes.
can cause all kind of thing in your body. So we are saying if you can find a friend, and depression and those things can lead into those kind of stuff, situations of cancer and so on. We are saying the time hard. We know the times are hard, and it's gonna get harder. Some people will tell you.
Oh, yes.
But find a way. There are some people who are dying for you to call them, for they can talk to you and offer you some
Right.
positive words and so on. So people, no matter how hard it is, see how you can pull through, as Michelle said, adjust your living. If you can do your nails, or if you can't do your nails, and somebody else who can do it, your friend, do it. As we talk about nails, I want to hail up June from Refuge, man. She does lovely, lovely nails. Just go and see June there on Market Street in Falmouth. Yes, June always listen to Fit FM. So big up yourself, June. She does nails there. Because we have to support too. If you can afford to go,
Yes.
go. If you
Yes.
can't, no problem. But we are saying, have a positive mindset on life. And talk good to yourself too.
Of course.
Don't be too hard on yourself.
No.
talk good about yourself. And those things, you might think them don't help, but they do help.
Yes.
They do help. We're talking to Sonia Morris, and she's the president of the Heart and Soul Cancer Foundation of Jamaica, a 2-time breast cancer survivor. And she's really just sharing her experience. We have much more to talk about. She has returned to Jamaica, and she has started a foundation. And that foundation has an objective, or has several objectives, one of which is to help women who are not coping well when they are diagnosed with cancer, to see if they can provide financial situations. They have just donated 3 chemotherapy chairs to the Cornwall Regional Hospital. We're going to be talking about that after we come back from this break. It's Cultural Mix, and I am Bev Moonchild. Soon come back.
You got to be good. You better be good now. You got to be good. You gotta be good to your brother, man. And you got to love your sister too. Na 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 na. You better be good to everyone. And Jah will shine His light on you. I know He'll shine His light on you. As I travel on life lonely road, I see many fall along the way. But the race is not for the swift, nor the battle for the strong. But time and chances face us all. Why, time and chances face us all. We not give it up. We can't give it up. We never give it up. We can't give it up.
Bev Moonchild, you hear me? That song the bad, that song the tough. Play it again, play it again. We tune in, a Fit FM 96.7.
You
We
got to
tune
be
in.
good.
Play the tune there again, Bev.
You
We love it.
better be good now. You got to be good. You gotta be good to your brother, man. And you got to love your sister too. Na 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 na. You better be good to everyone. And Jah will shine His light on you. I know He'll shine His light on you. As I travel on life lonely road, I see many fall along the way. But the race is not for the swift, nor the battle for the strong. But time and chances face us all. Why, time and chances face us all. We not give it up. We can't give it up. We never give it up. We can't give it up. Sitting on the outside looking in. Life seems so gloomy all the way. So I got to be strong. I've got to hold on. The tribulation we face that day by day. Why I pray to Jah so I won't go astray. Nah, give it up. We can't give it up. We never give it up. I said we can't give it up. Why?
every Friday afternoon, 6 to 8 p.m. with Bev Moonchild and Fit FM 96.7. And we tune in every Friday. We lock in. Aisha Rock said that.
Make your decision and move your feet, because we won't be afraid of the arrows that fly by day. We won't be afraid of the terrors that lurk by night. Corruption, we drive that far away. Why, I pray to Jah so I won't go astray. So we can't give it up. Could I never? We can't give it up. We never give it up. So we
Can't give it up. We not give it up. Nah give it up. Hey. We coulda never give it up. Hey, hey, hey. We say we not give it up. Hey, hey, hey. We coulda never give it up. That's Imara, nah give it up. Wow, what a lovely song, Imara. Big up yourself wherever you are. We are talking with Sonia Morris. And Sonia is the president of the Heart and Soul Cancer Foundation of Jamaica. 2 times breast cancer survivor. And we are talking with her because of this experience that she's sharing. And I'm sure persons are learning and understanding. And one of the things that she keep on talking about this evening is the fact that we are to have a positive outlook on life. We can't go wrong with a positive outlook. And persons are wondering and maybe saying, you can't be positive when things look so, dark around you. And we are saying, yes, it can happen. Just try. It might be difficult at first, but it becomes easy after a while. Not now go on, just remain positive, because it doesn't last forever. And she's here to share that, and people are saying on Facebook, just agreeing with you, Sonia. I'm just going to read a couple. Telma Gomez, let them talk. No cup, no break, no coffee, no throw away. You know your own situation. I think she's referring to the fact that, I was saying sometimes we don't want to do some things because people talk about it. Mm-hmm. So she's saying, make them talk, no cup, no broke, no coffee, no throw away. You can always find someone who will listen to you. Yes. And Michelle Scarlett is saying, positive breeds positive. Mm-hmm. So if we remain positive, or if we continue being positive, mm-hmm. We will eventually be positive with our outlook on life. And she's saying to you, Sonia, thank you, Sonia Morris. That's Michelle. Okay. Is saying, thank you, Sonia. So I am saying thank you to Sonia, because sometimes if it's one person you help, mm-hmm. it's good. Of course. If it's even one, because it's difficult here, and we're going to be talking about now the foundation, that when you return to Jamaica and you saw the need for a foundation, you decided, what were some of the things that you saw when you say, you know what, I'm going to start a foundation to help women? What were some of the things?
When I returned home, it was 2017,
mm-hmm.
and I trying to find an oncologist, because you have to follow up. So
okay.
I wanted, since I'm here, I need an oncologist to make,
mm-hmm.
to follow up with my situation. And then asking folks, I ran into people that going through the journey, and I'm hearing these different complaints,
mm-hmm.
and what they have to do and what they don't have to do, and what they have and what they don't have.
Mm-hmm.
So right away I put myself on the back burner,
mm-hmm.
knowing I'm always trying to help. I went to Errol and I said, what can we do to help these folks? They're in need.
Mm-hmm.
And since his mom also died from breast cancer, we sat down and we brainstormed, and we said, okay, let's see if we can start a foundation. So we play around with the names, and so I said,
mm-hmm.
okay, I'm giving from my heart and my soul.
Mm-hmm.
So why not let it be Heart and Soul Cancer
Okay,
Foundation
okay, yes.
Okay,
mm-hmm.
and we call and make an appointment to meet with the Ministry of Health, which in Kingston, because we
mm-hmm.
wanted to do the correct thing.
Okay.
So we went to them, they give us their blessings.
Mm-hmm.
They started collaborating with us. we had registered and make sure it's
Yeah,
legal, go through the legal channels of it to make it fully charitable. And we started out there with the first Pink and White launching, which was 2018.
So you had an event called Pink and White.
Pink and White, and we wanted to do that on an annual.
So you had
kind of
that
a
like what?
fundraiser.
Oh, it's a fundraiser
to
in the
help-
form of a dinner.
Yes.
Okay.
To help these folks. So that's what we started, and we started to help people call in, and you'd be surprised to know the calls that we have been getting and what people have been saying. But we're not here for competition, and we're not here to be in the world of, they said, dog eat dog type of thing. We're here to help Jamaicans. We're here to help the ladies that is going through breast cancer journey. So I put myself on the back burner and then service above myself. And I kick off.
Okay.
And I started to just do things. So I wasn't even thinking about, you need to do this, you need to do that. I'm just taking out of my pocket.
Okay.
The things that I wanted to do, I didn't get to do. Because we take from my pocket to start this foundation going to help people, because the people needed the help. So that's where that had started.
Okay. Okay. So when you realize now that it's not sustainable taking from your pocket,
Right.
what did you decide to do now?
That's when we started to do other events
Okay.
to raise funds to take care of that situation.
Okay. How has that been going?
Well, we started in 2018, and then we did the second one in 2019. The support wasn't that great. We're grateful for what we had gotten to do what we can do, but we make the best of what we can do. And we still sometimes take out loans to sort of do this, that, because the people need help. You know what I'm saying? So there comes the pandemic. And that just set us right back.
Because you started when you say in 20...
We launched in 2018.
2018,
so nothing
okay,
really.
right,
And then 2019 is when we started to meet with it,
right,
do all of that stuff. And then 2019, with the collaboration with the Ministry of Health, we were able to visit Cornwall Regional Hospital, and we were able to visit St. Anne's Bay Hospital. Because I wanted to, because we're over this side, western and northern, they said, the Ministry of Health said that we can focus on this side since we're over here.
Okay.
So that they were able to send a letter to both hospitals to expect us. So we toured Cornwall, had a meeting, and we toured the Cancer Treatment Center suite. And while there, I realized the need. Those folks only had 9 chemotherapy chairs.
In Cornwall Regional?
In Cornwall Regional Hospital.
The big Cornwall Regional?
And they had to be servicing folks coming from Portland, St. Mary, St. Anne, Trelawney, St. James, Hanover, St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland.
With how much chairs?
9 chemotherapy chairs. So folks are there from early morning and they don't leave until late night.
So you have 9 chairs sharing, let me check the parishes, St. James, where Cornwall is.
Right.
Westmoreland.
Right.
Hanover.
Right.
Trelawney. St. Anne. Where again?
St.
Portland.
Mary,
St. Mary.
And Portland.
So we have 7 parishes span.
Yes.
And it's 9 chairs.
Yes. From this side, from the northern side, it was 149 patients because we were trying to get numbers from the hospital to see how many they were treating.
So you have 9 chairs and you have 149 patients.
Just coming from northern alone.
Just from St. Mary
From
and St. Anne and Portland. And how much from the western side?
We didn't get the figures from the other side because I was trying to focus on this side.
But look here, this is appalling.
Yes.
149 patients to be served by 9 chairs.
Correct.
Wow.
And then they have other regular chairs, like regular office chairs.
Like what we
saw
sit down
sitting
here, so no.
in a corner, the IV hooked up to the patient, and the patient didn't know. If you get nauseated, you're going to fall
Pitch over.
So that's what caught my eyes. And that's where the chemotherapy chairs
Came in.
So the space that they had could accommodate those 3.
Okay.
Because it's
So-
a small area. They said when it finished refurbishing or remodeling, then they're going to be moving to a bigger area.
Cornwall Regional is an ongoing project from the year and not. So let us see what will happen down
And
there.
they were very, very appreciative of the chairs that we brought.
They should.
And they started using the record. They took
So,
they sent pictures showing the pictures.
Let's talk about those chairs now. So you had the fundraiser. May not have been, what you were projecting and so on.
Right.
So the funds that you collected, you say you were going to do some chairs, buy some chairs for the Cornwall Regional.
Right.
Now, did you get sufficient money in the fundraiser?
In the beginning, it was not sufficient to get the chairs
Mm-hmm.
in the Zumaton that we had last year.
Okay.
However, we run into some challenges when
Mm-hmm.
the chair arrived here in Kingston.
Okay.
Apparently, we weren't aware or
Mm-hmm.
weren't told because the chair was coming all the way from China.
Okay.
We ordered them from
So
China.
you source the chairs from China.
Yes.
Mhm.
And because it has to come through the Panama Canal,
Mhm.
the vessel, we had to pay for that area. They're coming through that area, that are extra,
Mhm.
call it $400. So that was unexpected. So
Mhm.
that was on a bill
Mhm.
from some agency they have in Kingston to
Mhm.
collect that amount, plus what the agency want to collect, plus this one want to. So we were
To
we
and
had
fro.
but we were able to pull it off because we got some donations from other folks when we put it out there that these chairs are needed and they're here now and we're trying to get it off the wall.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
so
okay,
we were
okay.
able to get that
Mhm.
done.
Derwin is in London, right? And you know what time it is now in London, because it's 7 o'clock now.
Yeah.
So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's midnight in London.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying, I just returned from a funeral of a sister that died from breast cancer here in London. So he's back in London
Right.
now. She couldn't get to have a proper check because of the COVID pandemic. She was only able to be checked February, but it was too late. It got to a stage. It was at stage 4.
That's the
So
end stage.
Yeah, so by the time she was checked in February, that was stage 4, and she passed in March.
She took too long to get it done.
But he's saying it's because of the COVID pandemic, where she never checked before. Because I suppose they're not going to have so much people now at the hospital with just 9 chairs now.
You see, yeah, that's true.
And the crowd now,
Right.
who come
Yes,
first.
yes, yes,
And if you come and
yes.
too much people, then you go back home.
Yeah.
So by the time she was checked, it was too late in February. She died the following month. So sad. And it's because of the lack of facilities.
Yes. And one other thing that we were trying to see if we could, when we went to St. Anne's Bay Hospital, we were trying to see if we could get a treatment center there in the middle, so that would alleviate some of the burden from Cornwall, and those folks that are coming from this end would stop right there instead of
Going down to Montego Bay,
But we haven't really get to that point yet. We found a place, but then it seems like they want it private, and I'm more focusing on the public folks. That I'm looking for the affordability and the accessibility.
Thank you for joining us, Derwin. Always giving us your feedback. We appreciate it. Lavine Gray Brown, is that June? Yeah, bless up yourself, June. Thanks much for tuning in, and thanks for the beautiful nails today. I was telling people earlier to come and check you out, June. Always encouraging and always supporting Fit FM on all the different programs and the different platforms too. We thank you for that. So Sonia, we see the need for the assistance of the foundation.
Yes.
And right now, sometimes you wonder, the biggest support that you have gotten so far is from who?
The one is from Unday, Jamaica.
Okay. So as you hand over these chairs to Cornwall Regional, so they have 12 now.
Yes.
And you want to give them some more? That's what you're thinking?
When they move over into whatever building, they said when
So
it's
as soon as they
finished,
have more accommodation.
Or if we can get a center, if another center is open elsewhere to accommodate, then we focus there.
Donate some. But in
Right.
the interim, in the
Yes.
meantime, you want to, you said it earlier, but I didn't write it down, so I forget what you wanted to focus on now. Something, what do you say you wanted?
Our next project
Right.
is Trelawney.
Okay.
We have been getting a lot of calls. Up to yesterday, I got a call from a young lady. If we do mammograms, because we realized that there's no facility here in Trelawney that does mammograms, we collaborate with Island Radiology in Ochi, and they will give a 25% discount.
Okay.
So we've been sending folks to them, but they have to come through us, and we refer them to get a 25% discount. And it's not just mammogram, it's for CAT scan, anything they want to get done. So we would like to focus on Trelawney to see if we can put a mammogram and an ultrasound machine here at Falmouth. So that's our next project, and we're going to need all hands on deck, businesses, people, organizations, everybody got to come, member of parliament, whoever, to get this thing done, because it is needed. Folks don't have to travel all the way to Montego Bay or to Ocho to get these tests done when you can get it right here.
It's a shame. It's a shame. I wonder if we can get some of the money with them seize, or the police them fine. Because we could have get one machine out of that, and we could have put something together.
Of course.
Huh? Just one bag of the money we want. And you see, if I was there counting, you know, me would have just, say, all right. Man, I just ask kindly if you just take one bag. But for that joke aside, people, today I really say, boy, if there was ever a day I wanted to be a police, it would have been today. Because I know I would be on that counting team, counting those money, and just making sure it is registered properly and correctly. But fun and joke, we have to laugh, We are saying that when you look at women who are going through these challenging times, we have women who have partners, Sonia. Talk to the partners now, who themselves sometimes don't know what to do when their wives or girlfriends or mothers or aunts or so start to go through this diagnosis of cancer, breast cancer. Talk to the men.
But the men also get breast cancer.
Really?
Yes, men do get breast cancer.
Wow. Talk to me.
So they have to get themselves checked also.
Whoa.
I was surprised too, and I found this out in Florida. I was doing the billing for some individual, and I bumped into the diagnosis, and I asked the doctor. He said yes.
So we have to have men start doing their So what would men do?
When they need to do a regular check with their primary care doctor. And the doctor, when they do an examination, they have to they have to cut out the macho thing, because the doctor's gonna be feeling.
Feel up them breasts.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like how they don't want to do the prostate. That's another issue. Okay. So
yes.
they have
Jamaican man
while they're in the shower. While they're in the shower, they can examine themselves.
Yes.
And if you and stand up in front of the mirror.
Yeah.
And if you feel anything abnormal or anything unusual, you must know your body.
Well,
then you act upon it immediately. To
Dr.
find what it is.
Michael Abrams to feel up your breasts. Because if you don't feel it up, you're not going to know what this me feel here. So
right.
Here, feel up your breasts.
Yes.
So Derwin is saying, what are the symptoms for the men?
No, you feel an unusual lump or something, or you having discharge from your nipples.
Okay, so look what's coming from your nipples. Yes, because guess what? We talk about culture. We don't have that culture of examining ourselves.
Right.
It's like it's something wrong here, though.
You're afraid to touch yourself.
You're afraid to touch your own self, eh? And we are saying now, change up that culture and examine yourself. Women, examine your breasts, and as Sonia is now telling us that men can have breast cancer too. So, and we see some men with some breast truth, So, guess what? Start feeling up those breasts and see if there's any unusual lump or any little thing. Or make them wife feel it up, or yes, you know.
So wives can detect certain things. Same thing the men can do with the wives. While you're there, you're intimate. You feel anything you feel unusual, then you can bring it to your attention.
Yes, I was asking you earlier, what do you say now to the men whose women folks or women folk having this kind of challenge now, going through, because it's hard, Sometimes the men, they don't know what to do. It's just hard on them. So talk to them.
For the men, they need to be considerate, and they need to be very supportive.
Okay.
I know some of them, when certain things happen, they want to run, or they might go on the other side looking for somebody else because the lady breast is gone or her ear is gone. But that's not right. If you married, it's for better or worse, for sickness or in health. Okay, so a lot of us, the vows is there, but you're not. You hear what they're saying. You're not. Comprehend whatever the vows are.
The vows, something they want serious, something doing.
It is serious. I mean, you're doing so many things. You're doing.
No, the better for worse, they're kind of serious.
Yes. Sickness or in health.
No.
So that's what the vow says.
That is why it can't be anything just cavalier. It has to be people who consider these things.
Commitment.
Because when you hear for better, for worse, why would I commit to you now for worse? No, I better move on for myself. Why am I going to say worse?
But you work together to make it better.
And for sickness and death, I want the better.
Yes, that's right.
For better, for worse. I say, no, not the worst. But when you seriously consider these things now, better or worse, and you say, yes, a serious commitment.
Yes.
You think a joke thing that?
Not joke.
And I'm saying a lot of people who are married, I don't think them heard the better for worse part. Because when it come on to the sickness now, it's the people start to drift, as you say.
It's true.
And they can't manage it, and them go and look somewhere else. Because in this worse, the woman may lose her breast.
Yes.
In this worse, the man may have prostate cancer and him become non-functional now.
Yes.
What do you do in that worse situation? Run away?
Well, the commitment you make is to be there supportive to your partner.
Exactly.
Be understanding and be supportive.
So
something like you talk about it, and you go through it together.
Yeah. It is one of the serious things, especially breast cancer, and when you have to do a removal of that breast. It is called mastectomy. When you have to do that now is when the real macaw hit you. When you have to say commitment now have to come forward. Because it can be traumatic not only for the woman, but for the man also.
Of course.
And that is where I want us to kind of look more and kind of give some support to men whose wives or whose partners, whose girlfriends, going through this kind of situation. The hair is not so bad because you can buy one wig. As you say, you bought several.
Yes.
Because when you start to focus on physical now, that is sometimes when we go through the difficult times. Because what we see is the physical, so we have to bypass physical, move away from the physical, and start understanding now how we are going to support each other on this journey, because it becomes a journey for both of us now.
Of course.
And not just one person, but the journey for two people. So we want to congratulate you, Sonia, and the Heart and Soul Cancer Foundation with the chairs that you have handed over to Cornwall Regional. They have 12 now.
12.
So I'm certain more women who are diagnosed with cancer can get more treatment now at the center.
Yes.
So we are saying congratulations to the foundation. And I want you to put out there now what some of the plans are that you have for this year. Now that some of the restrictions are lifted for COVID, what are your plans for this year?
Well, the main plans that we are going forth on is to do the fundraiser. We'll still have our pink and white, annual pink and white. Normally we have in October. We're hoping to have that in October 1st. We have not decided fully as to the location, because since we want to focus on Trelawney, I'm trying to see if we can do something here in Trelawney. Do the pink and white here in Trelawney instead of going elsewhere.
Okay.
And because it will be beneficial for Trelawney. So that's where we are with that so far. We haven't gone think of anything else in the meantime, but we know our pink and white is October, and we're trying to find a venue to do that. And hopefully, we will get the support.
So if you're out there, folks, and you know of a nice venue that can host a kind of dinner,
It's a dinner.
dinner setting for the pink and white, as it is called,
Yes.
we ask that you make contact with the Heart and Soul Cancer Foundation of Jamaica. You're on Facebook, right?
Yes.
And you can just look up for them and send your support, because it is needed. We already see and we understand that government will not only cannot, will not do everything. So as people, as citizens, as active participants in this country, I know it is our responsibility to take care and to help where you can, help when you can, and to help those who you can help. So we are saying the foundation is here, and we're asking you to give support. If you can't give your physical support, give your financial support. It's needed, because these are the things that we see happening. A hospital has 9 chemo chairs serving 149 women with cancer. That is impossible. None of these women, none of them can get the optimum treatment that is needed, because they might treat one this week and the next one next week. The person who must follow up don't get to follow up on time, another person. And so it's like you're playing, I don't know what you call that now, not even jigsaw you can't play so.
And it's a first come, first serve.
First come, first serve. So there's always going to be women who are left behind, and women who, as Dervin mentioned, they got diagnosed late. By the time you're diagnosed at stage 4, when you can't help, can you get help at that time? It's late.
It's late. It's the end stage, but sometimes miracle does happen. Sometimes, the individual, as I said, you got to take the bull by the horn and do what you have to do.
Okay. So we are saying, with these 3 additional chairs that you have handed over, I know it will make a difference.
Yes.
It will make a difference. Yes. It will make a difference. How receptive was the hospital?
Oh, yes. They were so... I didn't know what to do with themselves. And the colors, I love the colors. And it reclines, and it can go back as far as looks like a bed.
So it's 2 chairs you bring for them?
And it has a table here that can remove and put on. And
okay.
So it's, and it has a pole. It comes with the IV pole and everything else. So
these are 3 nice chairs,
yes.
Nothing like what they would have had before.
And they send pictures of patients sitting in there to show us that it is already in use.
It's already in use,
yes.
Okay.
Yes, and we're gonna make the those 3 chairs in honor of three individuals. Also, we're gonna make plaques and put it there. One is for Daisy Richards, and one for Miss Ina Robinson. She was a teacher here at Wolmer's, but she died from pancreatic cancer. And the other one is for Sylvia Burchell Daly and Roy Anthony McIntosh. We're going to make those chairs in honor of those individuals, not just to have it just sit there, but in honor of,
Why those persons?
The family has donated.
Okay.
And then asked. So
okay. It's only fair.
It's only fair.
It's only fair. Yes, that you donate in honor of the family who helped. And you see, people, what we have is not really for us, We're talking about material gain that some of us would have acquired, or financial gain that some of us would have acquired. When you look at it and when you're honest with yourself, it's not really, you can't use up all of the resources where you have. No matter how you try, you can't use it up. So we are saying, look at a foundation, for example, like the Heart and Soul Cancer Foundation, and see how you can do something. See how you can help, because you're not helping the people who have started the foundation. You're helping persons who need the assistance. Women who don't even have the taxi fare. Talk to us,
Yes.
Sonia.
Yes, we had to put in there a lady in the one in Litchfield. A few times we had to put money in our account because there's no way we could reach to Litchfield to give her the money so she could go for her chemotherapy treatment. She didn't have the transportation fare, and she can't take the public transportation per se. She have to hire a
taxi to carry her.
take her, because when you finish that late hours of the night and going back home,
You can't take public transportation.
you can't take the public transport and you're feeling sick. So these are the things that really at night keeps me up. I don't sleep because I'm concerned about these people. What can I do? Because I take the journey with the transportation going to look for these people. I go to their houses to visit them. And I pay chartered taxi.
So you know what the cost
So
is.
I know the cost and I know the distance. I said, and Hurt, these, they travel so far to get a treatment. The same one in St. Mary. I went to visit her. And it's a good distance from all the way from there to Montego Bay.
Yeah, man.
So they do need another cancer treatment center somewhere in the middle. And it's mostly focusing on the rural area. It seems like they have been forgotten. They have these clinics, and then they have a hospital here in Falmouth, which is treated like a clinic. We need to know what needs to be done to upgrade it to a grade A. So people don't have to leave and go all the way to Timbuktu to get something done when you have the facility right here. Why have a hospital when you can't do certain things?
Because they have different types. I think they have different categories. They have type A, type whatever clinic.
Cornwall's
type C.
supposed to be type A.
Cornwall's supposed to be a type A hospital?
Yes.
With nine chairs serving 149 people.
That's what they say, type A.
The resources are lacking in healthcare in Jamaica is expensive. And people who need it are the people who don't have the money and don't have the resources to access this this service. And it is free some services are free in the government hospitals, but it's not readily accessible.
No,
it's
no.
free, but it's not accessible.
Yes.
So what's the point of it being free?
Yes.
So we are saying where we as citizens can help, we are to come on board and assist. You can't help, but you know somebody else who can help, recommend the person. You know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, recommend that person or those persons to come on board, because the help is needed, folks. So we are saying help. It's just that we want help. One hand, wash the other. One cocoa full basket. One person may not have all the money to buy one chair, but we can donate towards one
And
chair.
make it up, yeah.
And we make up and buy one, we make up and buy two more, we make up and buy three more. And that's how we're going to help. When our time is expired here on earth, we must can look and say, or others should look and say, well, Sonia did this, Bev did that, Julia did that, Imara did so and so. We must leave this place better than how we found it.
It's true.
And if we just come and live and eat and sleep, what's the point of being here if not to help other people?
Correct.
So we are saying, people, as hard as the times are and as tough as things be, let us find it within ourselves to help where we can, when we can, and who we can. Please, it's not too hard. And that is how we're really going to be comfortable, because none is well until all are well. And none is safe until all are safe. None is happy until all are happy. And I was talking with Imara, and he said, Beverly, you know, when me find out a ruin the country, I know this me culture. Me. Everything is about me.
It's true.
Until we understand the we-ness, I call it the we-ness, the us-ness.
Yes.
Until we understand that concept, we're not going to go nowhere. And in this instant, I'm saying, the Heart and Soul Cancer Foundation has forgotten Sonia herself. She said she put herself on the background, on the back burner, though she may have to continue doing her checkups and so on and get her reports and so on. She's saying, I am really out of the hardest part of it, not true?
Yes.
And I am looking now at people who have it hard. Don't even have the taxi fare. to go to the hospital to get the treatment, much more to get the treatment. So we're saying people, if it's even the taxi fare you have, you can call the foundation and say, I have $5,000. And this 5,000 must go towards the lady up at Litchfield who need to charter one taxi to go where? Mandeville?
Montego Bay.
Montego Bay. So she's leaving from Litchfield, way up in South Trelawney, to go to Montego Bay. She have to charter a taxi. I have a $10,000. This is what I want it to do, go towards that. And the people who donate, you have that constant dialogue with them.
Right.
So they can see that the money was spent.
Yes.
Because that's another thing
Yes.
too with people's cash.
Yes.
They want to know
What it's been.
what it is spent for
Yeah.
and how it is spent. Because once people understand what is happening, you know, because sometimes people hesitant in giving, but we are saying people give because it is in giving that you receive.
Yes.
And we would say pay it forward. Because today for me,
More.
the Jamaican saying, tomorrow for you. And when your tomorrow come, you might dreader than my today.
It's true.
You know? And the persons you help, you are paying it forward. For when your time comes for help now, others will chip in. As Sonia said earlier, she was always helping. So when her time, when she was diagnosed, people just come in, roll in and help her because she was helping before. It's just that way I say, make we help each other and get out of that I culture. And let us start thinking us. Let us start thinking community. Let us start thinking we. Because it's only that time that we're truly going to be happy. You know? When you know that you helped somebody, you know, it make you feel good, you know?
Yes, it does.
Yes, so that's
does,
what we are
it does.
saying. Let us extend a helping hand to others. And make this place a better place. It's Jamaica 60. And if we not start help people yet, when we are going to start help them? Please, let us do that. We are talking to Sonia Morris, President of the Heart and Soul Cancer Foundation of Jamaica. And that foundation is located in Trelawney, Falmouth. We are in the studio of Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. It is Cultural Mix, your Friday evening program. We begin at 6, we end at 8. And I am Bev Moonchild, your host, right? We are going to take a break because wrapping up time. No, we have at least half an hour left. So let's take a break and then we come right back.
You better be good now. You got to be good. You gotta be good to your brother, man. And you got to love your sister too. Na 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 na. You better be good to everyone. And Jah will shine His light on you. I know He'll shine His light on you. As I travel in life lonely road, I see many fall along the way. But the race is not for the swift, nor the battle for the strong. But time and chances face us all. Why, time and chances face us all. We not give it up. We can't give it up. We never give it up. We can't give it up. Sitting on the outside looking in. Life seems so gloomy all the way. So I got to be strong. I've got to hold on. The tribulation we face that day by day. Why I pray to Jah so I won't go astray. Nah, give it up. We can't give it up. We never give it up. I said we can't give it up. Why? Make your decision and move your feet. Life is a two-way street. Make your decision and move your feet. Because we won't be afraid of the arrows that fly by day. We won't be afraid of the terrors that lurk by night. Corruption, we drive that far away. Why I pray to Jah so I won't go astray. I saw me can't give it up. Could I never? Can't give it up. We never give it up. That's how we can't give it up.
We say we can't give it up. That's Aymara. Can't give it up, nah, give it up. In a time as this, people, now is when we need to be strong and rise. We can't give it up, we can't give it up, we can't give it up. We have too much now to deal with. We have persons who are depending on us, people who want us to help them, and the Heart and Soul Cancer Foundation. So first of all, we say welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I lose my manners just now. To Cultural Mix. Bev Moonchild here, your host, and we are in the studio of Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. Talking to Sonia Morris. She is the president of the Heart and Soul Cancer Foundation of Jamaica, located here in Trelawney, Falmouth to be exact. Sonia, we're talking about the chairs that the foundation donated to the Cornwall Regional, the 3 chemo chairs. When was it, last week?
Last Wednesday.
The 3 chemotherapy chairs. Of course, she's pointing out that the hospital, big Cornwall Regional, big as people call it, Donga Regional, only have 9 chemo chairs. And when she made her check, 149 people needed care. 9 chairs can serve 149 people. So you know what's going to happen. People are going to be left back. It's first come, first serve. So we understand what is happening there. And they were able to donate 3 more. So they have a dozen chairs now. I'm certain the women who need care really appreciate the fact. And the hospital staff and doctors looking at a picture of one of the chairs. Because I never understood what a chair looks like. How do I describe it for my reader listeners? It's like a couch. Yes, it's like a reclining. It's like a couch. A one, not a double, but a single couch. It has a tall back, and it can recline to look like a sleeping bed. Then it has now a little thing like a desk that you can. What would you put on this?
The patient can, when the nurses are attending to the patient,
they can rest the arm, so it's like an arm rest. And then it has the pole now for the IV. We can show it to how they're going to see it now. The light is going to be too bright for it, but they're nice. Light. What color blue is this?
It's more like a
sky blue, turquoise. Yes, with the board kind of finish at the top. They're really nice. 3 of them. I'm sure the hospital staff was happy, and the doctor there would have been happy for this kind of gift. This is what we want to see. If we're going to help, make we help. And don't talk. Just do what is needed to assist people here in this country who need help. There are people who need education. Sometimes we see some things that people need. And you say, but how we will live in a Jamaica and people need all these things. They are real. And the government will not do everything. We as citizens who can, some of us have the resources that we can help, some of us don't have the resources. No, if you have the resources and you're willing to help, so if you have it and you're willing and able, go ahead and do it. Please, it will be for a worthy cause, and the persons you help will be grateful. Just imagine you save a woman from dying of cancer. And we know that breast cancer is one of the leading cause of death, right?
Yes.
In Jamaica. And if we can help even one person, people, just one, we don't want to help, to say we want to help 12 people. If we're doing it one by one, and we're saying, let us put our foot forward, because we have that culture of helping. It's just that sometimes it is eroded by stress and, the demands of life and so on. But let us see how we can, because it's not too hard. And as Michelle was saying earlier, put away some of the things that we would have been doing all along, man. Make a little sacrifice to help somebody. You would have buy 3 bread, buy 2 and said, money here, may I go put it towards something. Tickets are being sold, or tickets will be sold for the next fundraiser coming up for the Cancer Foundation. Reach out and buy 1 ticket. If you can't buy 1, put half towards a ticket and get somebody to put next half towards the ticket, because as things increase, the ticket price now going to be $1,000. So if the ticket is priced is $4,000 or $5,000, 2 people make up and buy 1 ticket. Those are the things we're talking about. See how we can actively do things to help in a practical way. And that the Cancer Foundation, Heart and Soul Cancer Foundation of Jamaica is doing is a practical thing to help women. When she mentioned people have to travel from Portland, St. Mary, St. Anne, Trelawney, for go down to St. James, Westmoreland, Hanover, for come to Cornwall Regional. Are the one hospital around here saying? To serve North and Western. It is pretty hard. So if we can put some resources together, and companies, people out there know big companies, car companies and those people who make furniture and not furniture, those people who are into aggregate and those kind of companies, they have some more resource can help. So if you know somebody, construction doing well, if you know where the foundation can get some financial assistance, we are saying call the Cancer Foundation, Heart and Soul Cancer Foundation. What's the number, Sonia?
876-587-6920.
Yeah, man, call them. Or they're on Facebook. Look them up on Facebook and see how you can help. Commendable work here being done, if the truth being told. Because sometimes people say they are helping and you don't see the help. You look for a note till a morning. You don't see where the help is coming forward. But when we see it, then we have to highlight the fact that here it is. Somebody who would have gone the road herself, would have had the experience, who understands the trauma, who understands the pain, who understands what it is to have that support, because she did have the support, but she comes here and she sees that people need the support, So make we see how we can help them. She's here to put herself a little in the back and to help others. What are some of the final words you want to put forward, Sonia, as we kind of come closer to our time?
Okay, the final words is to encourage the ladies to go and get checked. Put fear aside. Don't let your fear conquer your faith. Don't worry about the what if. I know a lot of you are worrying about what if. You don't want to go and get checked because you're worried about what if. It's not all lumps are cancerous. It can be just a cyst or something. The first bold step that you have to take is to go and get checked. Early detection is what saves lives, and that will save your life. I know this month is cervical month, and those ladies that are having cervical problem, please do and get your pap smear test. The pap smear test is very important. That will cut all the disease or whatever is going on down there. So get checked. Keep checking your bodies yourself. Any abnormalcy, anything that you that is not you usually see, go and get yourself checked immediately. Men, the same thing for you. Prostate, you urine often, whatever the situation, anything unusual, go and get yourself checked. It's not just the ladies alone. And remember, when you hear the C word, don't think of the D word. I know it's hard to say, but cancer is just one word. It's not a sentence. Do not put yourself on death row.
When you hear the C, don't think of the D. When you hear cancer, don't think of death. Yes. And as she said, cancer is one word and not a sentence. So don't put yourself on a death sentence. Because a lot of people do that. Once you hear that I have cancer, I say, Lord, I'm dead now. But more and more we have been seeing women who have survived like yourself.
Yes.
We have seen women who have come through, pulled through, and that is why we know that it's possible. So not all the time, and with those women may have done the mastectomy. Is it mastectomy?
Mastectomy.
They may have done it. Some people did it two of them.
Yes.
Double mastectomy, and you're still alive. As Sonia said earlier, don't think about your here. Think about being here
Yes.
with your life. You know, because hair can always grow back, even though we know about the culture of being bald, not because of your choice, without no hair, and this thing of having your breast and so on. It is something that we grow into. That's how we socialize, that woman must have her breasts, and men have not reached that point yet where they can just readily accept a woman with no breasts. It's something they have to grow into. And that is why I was saying the men need to be cultured into this kind of thing. Because you could have your wife that you're committed to, it is still going to do something to you when you see her without. And some man love breasts, you know. What about the men who love breasts? Where you say to them?
Well,
Huh?
well, they have to.
Man, you have to love something else.
Well, you know, if you can't get this, you get that.
As soon as if you can't get this, you get you get that. Yes, we're making light of the situation, folks, but I think you get the message. I think you understand what we're saying. That
Try the fire or the wind.
yes, you can't just use your own little, you know, selfish thing to say. It is serious, and it is the reason why some women don't want to go and get diagnosed, don't want to go and get tested. It is the reason why they don't want to lose a breast at all, because of that culture. And we are saying it is more than that, because your life value more than that.
Course.
You have more to offer.
Of course.
There's much more to you, because if you just bring down yourself to a physical appearance, then you know you're in trouble. You know what I mean? So we have to think about it that kind of way. My friends, yes, we talking with Sonia Morris, president of the Heart and Soul Cancer Foundation of Jamaica, and she shared with us her journey where she was misdiagnosed. Can you imagine? It's just a lump, and she gone on her cruise, but when she came back, and sometimes it is good, Sonia, to have double or even more than double opinions, yes. So you get one opinion from a doctor, get a second opinion.
Of course.
But you may say, boy, I'm a doctor, you know, and he may have got it for years. Get a second opinion if you are in doubt, because that might be the opinion that is really going to save your life. Because remember, doctors are humans and they can make errors. So when you're not sure, even if it's your doctor forever, try a second opinion, because that's what Sonia did and caught it in time, where she could get her treatment and still be here, giving positive energy to people. And as she said, keep a positive outlook on life. Be positive, because negative, we can't deal with it. The first song we heard from Latoya, HD, and Toots, life is hard. I'm a survivor, right? I am a survivor. Let us be all survivors. Let us try to be all survivors. And when we survive, we can help others to survive also, because this is a game now where we have to be strong. Life is a two-way street, as Imara say. Make your decision and pull through. We not give up. We not give up. Thank you, Sonia, for coming.
Yes.
Yes, we're really, really happy that you could have come and share. And we hope after this evening, people will be calling you, people will be making contact with you, and to say, I have a donation, I have an assistant I want to offer. These are my skills, because we want people with in skill areas too. We don't just want donation, cash donation, but we want people to help, especially when it comes on now to planning for the
Pink and
Fundraiser,
white.
right.
Fundraiser,
The
and
pink.
we're gonna need that for the mammogram machine and ultrasound for Trelawney.
Yes.
Trelawney people.
So
need
the
to come
aim is
out.
to get a
mammogram machine and an ultrasound machine to put in Falmouth to accommodate Trelawnians.
Okay. So you hear what the next thing is, people. The next project is to get a mammogram machine and a ultrasound machine for the Falmouth Hospital. So we're going to talk about that at a later time. And as soon as the fundraiser is on, we want you to support the fundraiser so we can have something to be presented at the Falmouth Hospital for the people in Trelawney, where they can have their mammograms. Because this is the testing, right?
The screening.
The screening, so you need the mammogram for the
Yes.
screen. Okay, right. So that's where it is, folks. We want to know that we are depending on you. We can rely on you to help. And for those of you who are living abroad, overseas, we know that your help will come in quite helpful and quite handy. We ask that you call the Cancer Foundation, call Sonia, yes, look them up on Facebook. They are doing a lot of work in Trelawney, in Jamaica, in Western Jamaica, helping women who need the kind of help and who are grateful for the kind of help. We want you to come on board and help in this wonderful, awesome situation here. This person felt it, she knew it, she understood what is needed, and she put herself forward, and they have accomplished one hurdle. They have accomplished one task, rather. Gone over that hurdle, 3 chairs presented, and moving on now to a next project, and help is needed. So we ask you to come on board and help. We thank you, Sonia, for coming in. We really enjoy the discussion because sometimes we have to have these frank discussions and talk about them, put them forward. We thank you so much. I'm sure we want to thank the people too who have been talking to us on Facebook. Thank you, Kay Hay. Thank you, Michelle Scarlett. Thank you, Trudean, for tuning in. And Michelle had a lot to say. We thank for the interaction, Michelle. We thank you so much. Thank you, Sonia, for everything. And Telma Gomez, we thank you also. Come back next week, Derwin. We thank you so much. June, thanks again. And TK Zevin Naturals in Canada, we thank you so much for tuning in. Even though it is coming down to the end of the program, you can still share the program because people can go back and listen to what was said earlier and to hear the wonderful work that the foundation is doing. We thank you for sharing. We thank you for staying with us. We thank you for tuning in. And we say, come back next week when we come back with another story, another guest, another program to inspire you. Because people, if we are not inspiring others, might as well we put on with life and just done. We have to inspire people as we go along daily, whether at school, at church, at the workplace. We have to be in inspiration mode, inspiring ourselves to moving forward and inspiring others. That is our duty. That is our call. Let us heed the call to inspire others and impact positively as we go through our daily lives. Because if we are not doing that, we are not doing anything. And as Bob Marley said, if my life are for me alone, me no want it. I am saying the very same thing. If our life is just for us, if my life is for me alone, me really don't want it. It is to serve others. You help yourself and you serve others, because we must leave our environment better than we found it. We must leave Earth better than we found it. We must leave our space better than we found it. Wherever you go, leave a positive impact and make persons talk about you when you're done, when you're dead and gone. People remember the wonderful works that you would have done. Thank you so much. We're going to be listening some music. What you have for us, Julia, to play?
Thank you for having
we
me.
just bounce and go through. Thank you, Sonia. All the very best for the foundation. And we'll be talking to you again, as you go down to November and so on. I am a survivor, Latoya, HD, and Toots. We're going to just bounce to some music. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, too, Julia, for always being here, producer and manager. We thank you so much. People, take care. Listen some music while we bounce out of Cultural Mix. All the very best. We'll listen music until we go out.
The pains of this life, with faith and joy by your side,
we'll survive. Touch help me
Oh,
say,
the strong shall survive through all the pain of this life. With faith and joy by our side, we will survive.
tell the people, yeah.
Pressures of life will weigh you down. The mind is gone, all your way we found. But no one to call, you think you're all alone in this big world.
But in this time and age, we have to stand up on we 2 feet. Hustling 2-3 jobs a day for make ends meet. Your ball of God, one me, so much agony brings it to your knees. Oh Father, help me please. Life is hard.
Oh yes, I know it's true.
You call on God,
Still no breakthrough.
but though you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, He'll be there to see you through. Yes, only the strong shall survive.
I know.
All the pains of this life.